Here we go. It's freaking 4 a.m. We just finished watching this episode of this season finale of Star Wars. What the hell?
Dude, I feel like my life is complete.
Dude, that was not that was not expected, but at the same time, they have to hold our attention for a whole year, right? Till next Christmas.
I'm good. I'm I'm good. I'm I'm just loving this feeling I'm having right now, man.
So it started a little slow.
Let's get right to it. Luke is back.
If you want to do it that way, yeah. He laid waste to Dark Troopers. One of them gave uh Mando one hell of a fight, and then Luke was like 50 of them. I don't care. And it's like how many ways can you kill a Dark Trooper? Right? He can just crush them with the Force.
Yeah, the last one he crushed with the Force. Oh my God, Luke is back,
He
and
he
and it is he
Luke
Mark
definitely.
Hamill.
If Luke wanted to ever Force choke anyone, he could definitely kill them and make them implode with the Force. But he's cool like that, so he won't like just crush any being to know tomorrow.
And it is Mark Hamill that's playing Luke. I saw the credits, like where they said starring.
That's crazy. I didn't expect that one. I was like, of all the Jedi's, of all the things to bring back with continuation and everything, was not expecting Luke to bring to come back. And I was like, of all the people to train Grogu, I did not expect it to be Luke.
When the Jedi when did you know it was Luke for sure? Like
Oh,
that whole
X-wing, X-wing. The
really?
second that X-wing came, I was like, yeah. And then the green lightsaber confirmed it.
Yeah, there were so many clues along the way. It was beautiful. First, the X-wing. They're like, oh, one X-wing, whatever.
They came into the ship, and then all right, they're fighting stormtroopers. At this point, it's like whoop de doo, they're fighting stormtroopers, right? And then they're fighting dark troopers, and I'm like, okay, these are giving a little trouble, right? But then he does the vacuum thing, kicks them all out, and then that fight with Moff Gideon, that was expected. I was expecting him to like turn around and like try to stab him with the dark saber.
Yeah. So I have a bit of a rundown. I'll run through it real quick. Okay. Mando 2 finale, Chapter 16, The Rescue, directed by Peyton Reed, written by Jon Favreau. So we start out with Slave One hunting down an Imperial shuttle with Dr. Pershing, that's the cloning doctor. Uh, he's identified as a clone engineer. Um, Slave One, basically everybody from Slave One, which is Boba Fett, Cara Dune, and Din Djarin, boarded the Imperial shuttle, killed the entire crew, got the doctor. They then went into this planet that had some industrialized parts to it, and Bo-Katan and Sasha Banks were there. Sasha Banks is that girl's a wrestler in WWE, right? The girl
All
with
right, but I think she's an MMA fighter.
no, she's W.
UFC.
No, Gina Carano's UFC.
Okay, the other one. Okay, no, I didn't know that.
Dude, she gave Boba Fett a pretty good fight. Did you notice that?
Yeah,
She hit him with like a spinning DDT.
yeah. I was like, there's a lot of like tension there. I'm like, you're all pricks.
Yes, there was a lot of tension. The
I,
thing,
I, I don't I didn't like the acting of the because I thought it was very like from them I thought it was very how do I express it like inauthentic.
from who though?
Bo-Katan and the other MMA fighter, I thought it was like very inauthentic, like the conflict, the way that they engaged, I thought was very inauthentic. But besides that, I thought overall it was like fantastic episode. Like I think Moff Gideon had a lot of subtleties. He was like the sly laughter, the cynical smile, um like turning around. Like I honestly thought he was gonna give Mando the ability just to take the kid and walk.
Yeah. So let me just finish the run through, please. So
Yeah,
they go meet Bo-Katan uh, because they want her help in rescuing Grogu.
right,
And Bo-Katan is like, "Oh, where is he?" She's like, he's with Moff Gideon. He and then Bo-Katan is like, "Forget it, you'll never find him." Um, Mando Din Djarin says, "We know where he is. We have the cloning engineer. He's gonna lead us to him." And she says, "I'll go with you and I'll help you rescue the child if you help me restore Mandalore." So that's the deal. And he's like, "I'll do whatever it takes. My priority is the child." So they go in. It's funny that you said tension because I wrote down tension in that scene that they uh, go in. So they fly in. Basically, the plan is to get to Moff Gideon's Imperial shuttle
hmm,
for everybody but Din to run in and just lay waste to everybody, cause chaos, and then for Din to go in and save Grogu, who's being held in that little prison. But
right,
the thing is, on the way to Grogu is where the bay with the dark troopers is being kept. So
right,
to get past that, he gets the code cylinder from Pershing. And a code cylinder, it's like a little thing in Star Wars. It's kind of like a USB thumb drive. It's almost like a thing with passcodes on it that allows you to do different things with their computer system.
right,
So yeah, and they go in. Boba Fett doesn't go in because their ploy is they're flying in the Imperial shuttle with Boba Fett behind them attacking them. So they're disguising,
pretend that they're the enemy.
pretending that they're the Empire, and basically um, they're pretending that they're the Empire, and Boba Fett was chasing them down, and they're like, "We need to land, we need to land." And at that point, I had a little bit of a feeling like, "Oh my God, is this where Boba Fett turns on them? Like, is he gonna like shoot them down, or is he gonna communicate with Moff Gideon and be like, okay, we got him off?" But no, that wasn't the case. Their plan was successful in terms of boarding. They boarded the ship. As soon as they boarded it, Boba Fett flew out into back into hyperspace. He was out, and then yeah, so they landed. The crew, basically everybody but Dan, just comes in and just starts blasting all the stormtroopers. I mean, as usual, the stormtroopers. I was thinking about you when the stormtroopers were going down. I'm like, oh my God, Brian must be like no fight whatsoever, right?
No, there's never a fight with them. They're a running joke.
Yeah, it was hilarious. There's like a part where they had him dead to rights on a bridge, like they snuck up behind everybody.
At this point, it's like you don't have no armor, no face covering, no mask, nothing. Just right in front of them, and then I'm like, dude, it's a joke.
It's like a video game with like the weakest enemy that you can kill no matter what. That you just stand there not fighting, and it won't your health won't even go down to zero.
It's like, what's the point? It's like at this point, they're not doing anything with the stormtroopers to advance any story. It's just comedic relief.
Not the case with the dark troopers though.
No, not at all. But the Dark Troopers are very Terminator esque, right? And they're like very powerful. And then like
Yeah.
he, they could fight, right? But then they go in
Yeah, so
and
when they blast up the whole place, then goes in after them. He sneaks around in the hallways. And while all this is happening, Moff sees what's happening from the command room. He sees that they're being attacked. So
he's observant.
he starts remotely enabling the dark troopers. Now the dark troopers take a while to power up, so it's kind of this suspense of will Din get there to block them in time while they're powering up.
Right.
Uh, he, so he's sneaking around the hallways. They're powering up. Like he's sneaking around. They're powering up, and then they're totally powered up. The doors start to open, And it's like, oh no, he runs, inserts the code cylinder, doors start to close, but then like one dark trooper opens the door and gets out. And that
Right.
dark trooper starts beating the out of Din. He just literally grabs him, pushes him against the wall, and just starts punching him straight in the face.
Didn't can't do anything.
He didn't. He was just. Oh man, I thought
He was just overpowered with the raw strength. He can't do anything.
that was Concussion City, bro.
Yeah. Like he literally could not do anything against the Dark Trooper because it was just so powerful.
And meanwhile, the other Dark Troopers that didn't make it out are punching in the same manner. They're punching the door
Hmm.
to get out. I feel
Hmm.
like they had that kind of a vibe of another movie villain, but I'm having trouble identifying which one. The way they were moving and halting and then moving again. Did you feel like it was the Terminator, maybe?
Yeah, I think that was the homage. I think that was the idea.
Oh, did, right? They were Terminators
Oh yeah, that's the idea for sure.
because that's how Terminators move.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, that's the idea. That's what
Yeah,
they were doing.
yeah. Not remembering like Arnold when he was moving around in Terminator. He's like when Sarah Connor's hiding, he's like moving around and he like slows down and like his computer calculates something and he moves in another direction and just kind of walks very robotically.
Right.
So it's definitely Terminator vibe. Wow. Imagine Arnold made a cameo.
I wouldn't put it past them to put Schwarzenegger in there.
he
You
would
could
be
have put the actual Terminator fighting them, and I would be like, yep,
he would be a dope bounty hunter.
yeah,
Schwarzenegger with a cigar.
I know. It's crazy. So then, like, now they're in there, and
Yeah. So they
who?
just beating on Din, but then finally takes his flamethrower and shoots the dark trooper. The dark trooper backs off a little bit, and
Right.
they start fighting. The dark trooper's not done, and they start fighting. And Din eventually,
He spears him.
yeah, he spears him after hitting him with the whistling birds. Now, those whistling birds, remember in the first episode, they took out an entire
Yeah, but that's like for fleshy people, not for robots.
yeah, and that thing ate it like nothing. Like it slowed it down a little bit just in time for Din to get the Beskar spear and put it um in the throat, in the exposed throat of
Yep,
Dark Trooper. And then
basically.
while the other Dark Troopers are fighting, almost like fighting their way out. So Din runs over back to the control panel, hits the button to unlock the airlock, and they all go floating out into outer space. So like you're like we're like meant to think, okay, at least that's over with. We think, okay, so he goes, oh my god, there's wow, and this was a short episode, but they packed so much. So he gets to the prison where Baby Yoda is, and Moff Gideon is just standing there with the dark saber blade above Grogu's head.
Right.
They start talking. Moff Gideon is like, so Moff Gideon says, "I've got what I want. I know your people are here. You can take the kid in exchange for, my freedom. I've got all what I want from the kid, which is the blood."
Right.
He says his quote was, "The blood will will the blood has the potential to bring order back to the galaxy." It's pretty much what we said. It's they're doing this to revive the Emperor.
Yep. And then the shocker was you can't just give it to Bo-Katan.
Yeah, so that comes a little bit later. So um
We gotta move this quicker, Mike, because this is like 4 a.m. We're doing this for both sleep
yeah,
deprived.
okay, I'm sorry. All right, we'll go ahead. So he Din grabs the baby, and then Moff Gideon like tries to stab him in the back. Well, he does stab him in the back with the dark saber. They start fighting. Um, uh, then Din Djarin takes out the Beskar spear, and they have a nice little duel. Din Djarin bets him, takes him to the bridge, tries to give the Beskar spear to Bo-Katan, But then Moff Gideon reveals you can't just give it to them. You have to do a trial by combat style, like Game of Thrones style. And they're having like a little tense moment. Are they going to fight or not? And then all of a sudden, they have incoming enemies from the bridge. So other people, so they're like, oh, who is that? Are they set? How many sentient beings are there? No sentient beings. So you know right away it's the Dark Troopers coming back. The Dark Troopers fly back in, and it's like, so basically now you got the group of Terminators coming into the bridge, and Moff Gideon is just like laughing, ha ha, you guys are screwed. These Dark Troopers are coming, and then all of a sudden, another ship appears, an X-wing.
Yep.
And Cara Dune, I think Cara Dune is the one that says, "Oh, great, one X-wing. What's that gonna do?"
Yeah.
Rogue figure comes out, ignites a lightsaber.
Mm-hmm.
This is black and white footage. Even Baby Yoda is touching the monitor because he gets
Yep.
force. So this is black and white footage. You don't know what color the lightsaber is. They did this so beautifully because first you see it's a rogue figure, so this could be any Jedi. Then you see one lightsaber, so it's not Ahsoka because she
Right.
has two lightsabers. And he sees the green lightsaber, and you know from Return of the Jedi that Luke's lightsaber is green. Then he just starts mowing down the Dark Troopers like nothing. I mean,
It actually was one of those moments where they actually show the level up he is in terms of power. Like the movies did not emphasize as strongly as that moment how powerful Luke actually was.
yeah, that was yeah. I have to think about where that ranks in terms of lightsaber display.
Like I think that's pretty high up. Like he's
Yeah,
slaughtered everyone. He showed them he could have just he doesn't have to force choke anyone. He could like force crush anybody.
yeah. It's not a force choke; it's a force crush.
Like just the whole body just destroyed, like pop, like metal and all. Like he's intense.
Yeah, and there's
And
beautiful music was playing in the background. And then they show that he has one gloved hand, and then I
mhm,
pretty much knew it was Luke because the hand gets chopped off in Return of the Jedi.
right.
Um, and then so he's mowing through the Dark Troopers, and like we talked about, the very last Dark Trooper, he does the Vader move, which is like the force choke, but instead of choking it, he takes this thing and crumbles it into a piece of freaking tin foil.
Hmm.
Like, okay, let's put that in the recycling bin. He goes into the bridge where everybody else is. When he puts away his lightsaber, that's when I knew it was Luke because I saw the lightsaber hilt, and I knew that exact design was Luke's from Return of the Jedi. So he puts it away, um, reveals himself. There he is, Mark Hamill. Oh my god. Um, he takes baby Grogu. Very emotional moment with Din Djarin saying goodbye to saying goodbye to Grogu, saying, I'll see you again. Don't be afraid.
Takes off his helmet, touching moment.
Yeah, takes off his helmet to show how I guess that's the symbolism is Grogu fully humanizes Din Djarin, right?
Yeah, a lot of emotions. And then
He comes out.
takes the kid, and then they cut.
Yeah,
Then after they cut,
to another cameo.
credits, and then Boba Fett comes in the hut place, kills everybody,
That was crazy.
and now we have the Book of Boba.
The Book of Boba coming December 2021. Dude, when he sits on the throne, I'm like, yo, Boba is like the boss, like Jabba was.
Yep. Maybe that's the series. Like he's the new gangster.
Damn. The Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah. And what you think that's a series or movie or miniseries?
No, they announced there's going to be a Boba Fett mini series. I don't know if it's going to be ongoing or just like a mini series in terms of one season.
Yeah, that's crazy. So now we have The Mandalorian season 3. and the book of Boba to look forward to.
So what do you think is going to happen in season 3?
Boba Fett's going to be some gangster, and he's going to go around and kill everybody and be like a warlord.
That's going to be the book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, and then for season 3, Luke is going to train the crap out of Grogu because it's under Luke's hand, and Luke is the most powerful person, like powerful Jedi. And then Mando and Bo-Katan are gonna battle it out for the dark saber, and they're gonna reclaim and rebuild Mandalore.
You think they're going to follow both of them?
Because the guy Moff Gideon's still alive, so I think there's gonna be an Imperial war, like Imperials versus the Mandalorians trying to rebuild their throne.
But they captured him, right?
Hmm?
They captured him, right?
They captured him, but the Imperial's still out there. The clone guy's still out there. There's still the Palpatine thing, so they might start introducing Sith people.
And they know that Moff Gideon has the blood, so
They're going to introduce like probably they'll explain how Palpatine came to be in the Final Order. They'll probably like go into that like this is how they rebuilt Palpatine. This is how Rey's origin came to be. This is how like the Mandalorians are rebuilding Mandalore, and this is how the Empire actually like rebuilt their crap to have like Final Order.
So Rey is related to Baby Yoda also.
Probably like Rey's a Palpatine, right? So what they're probably going to do is probably introduce like a baby Palpatine, and then they're going to reintroduce like the Emperor and Empire, and you'll probably see some Sith Lords here and there. So the Mandalorian is going to be very interesting. Imagine a battle of the Mandalorians versus the Sith.
There's so many directions they could go from here.
I know.
My biggest question is, do you think they're going to follow both Din and Luke at the same time? Or do
I
you
don't know. Like Luke's intense. Like they're probably going to make another movie, like a Star Wars standalone movie production. It's like Luke trains Grogu and make that its own movie.
Yeah,
They'll
that's
make $1 billion. They'll make like $500 million or something.
What do you think of the de-aging for Luke from Mark Hamill?
The what?
The de-aging.
Nice. I mean, it's de-aging. It's CGI. People can do that, right? So it's kind of cool. So yeah,
it looked exactly.
I think that's it for the audience. If we have more to say, I think we'll tune in. But right now, I'm out. It's 4:30 in the morning. I'm out. My brain's fried.
Thank you so much for reviewing with it.
All right, so I'll let you say hi to our audience, and then maybe we'll say something else.
I'm just gonna marinate in the glory of the Force. I might just watch that episode again.
All right.
Okay, man.
All right. Tune in next time, guys. This was a last minute on the spot thing. We stayed up for you guys, even though we only have like 5 subscribers at this moment. But YOLO.
Yeah. All right. Take care.
For you guys. All right.